Welcome back to episode 10 of this Pillars of Eternity playthrough. As we finished off the last time, we left the Gilded Vale and spent 8 hours trekking to the east. After having had 2 episodes in Gilded Vale, exploring the crypt or the temple below the city, where this Wurton apparently had left some people, scavengers of some kind, treasure hunters, to die. Well, he didn't help them after all, while the lord of the city, Radric, ordered them arrested and caved in, really, if you could call it that. And he ignored that without telling anyone. That was pretty much the essence of it as I got it. But we helped their bones find rest, but didn't get any compensation for our work down there. It was a pretty difficult task, maybe also due to me being a rather inexperienced player here. So after that, we left the city going east, or the town. I keep calling it a city, really this town. I have 3 quests out here eastwards. I need to go to this Mother Ranga, and there I need to find Mother Ranga to get some help for Orfra, the pregnant Orfra, to help her not give birth to a Hallowborn child. That's one of our quests. We also need to travel to the Black Meadow, and that's to Atano, who has asked me for that. As I recall it, that's the smithy in the town, the Black Hammer Smithy, it also says here. So it has disappeared. We're going to investigate, find out what that's about. And then there's the main quest of our situation at this point. That's going to Caed Nua, which is also out here in the east. It's southeast of Gilded Vale, past the Black Meadow, so it will probably be later. But all 3 of them eastwards. I'm having a little doubt as to whether or not I went the right way. Can't I see the world map? Yeah, there. Because it said southeast, so I'm wondering if it makes any difference at which edge of the map that you leave. When I left on the eastern side of the town, I only had this option to go here. What if I had left the town by the southern edge? Would that have unlocked something here? So I'm wondering if this should have been the route. But, well, we'll see if maybe I can go from here and down this way. We don't know that. For now, I'll just investigate this eastern wood, and then we will find out if we can get back on track in regards to the Black Meadow and what lies beyond that. But that's the point. I should mention this as it's episode 10. I have received my first comment. Very proud of that. From one player, Space Monkey Entertainment, and thank you very much for that one. It's actually a very long comment that I have read several times over, because there's a lot of information, a lot of advice for a new player like me. So I appreciate that very much, and it has taught me some things already that I didn't know. One of the more important things is about my equipment. I have realized that the player, what I was told here is that I'm only looking at the front screen, where I can see that DR, the damage reduction, is 9, but that's actually, if you right click on them and go in here, then they have some other damage reductions for different kinds of damage types. You can see here it's a damage reduction 14 for slash and only 5 for crushing. So that I should also take into account when I decide which armor to use in the future. I also learned a little bit more about the damage types, except from the slashing and crushing, and I know those from the Dungeons and Dragons universe, as I've mentioned earlier. But there's also one, as Space Monkey Entertainment mentioned, called raw damage. This should bypass any kind of armor. Also this mail armor, for instance. I don't know if I don't think it's a regular weapon having this kind of damage. We can see here this one is a piercing damage weapon. He also mentioned actually that some weapons has 2 types of, we can see that here, slashing and piercing. And what happens there is that it will automatically choose the best damage type for the opponent and armor that you're up against. So that's actually a good thing to have several here, because then you have a better chance of bypassing certain amounts of armor. This is quite complex, but I'm happy to learn. But This raw damage, I don't really know what is yet. I'm thinking perhaps Aloth, my wizard, could have some magic that's based on this raw damage. If I look into his grimoire, let's just check it out so I can see here. This is corrode damage. I don't know what that is exactly. And this is not damage at all, no. Burn damage, that makes sense. Freeze damage, okay, yeah. Okay, so there's no such thing as raw damage here as I see it. Crush and corrode, okay. But different kinds of damage anyway for different spells also, and that's a good thing to take into account. But I would expect that corrode damage, for instance, if we look at this armor, will still be up against the DR7, as it's only different with slashing, piercing, and freeze damage in this case. So yeah, well, quite complex really, but we'll get into it. I should mention episode 9 actually exceeded 1.5 hours. I would like to apologize for that. I would try just to stay within an hour or thereabouts, but it was me exploring down this temple and having some issues in the battle along the way that caused this to go a little further than I had planned. But well, let's set out for Eastern Wood, investigate this map and see if we could be brought back down to Caed Nua. Not back, but down to Caed Nua by going this way. I have not changed anything about my equipment at this time, but I will look more into my equipment now that I understand it better. Oh, there was something else you mentioned also in my party screen. Is that, yeah, here? Is that the party screen? Yes, here are the reputations. Those are, in the earlier part of the game, I got some notifications telling me that my reputation had changed and I couldn't find it. He also mentioned that, and that I can see here. Maligan's reputations 2, benevolent 2, and aggressive 1. Yeah, well, okay. And I'm a hero in Gilded Vale because I have a moderately good reputation. Okay, that's for Aloth, but I think it's a party thing, so yeah. Okay, great. Thanks for that also. Learning a lot here. East to Redrick's Hold, west to Gilded Vale. Redrick's Hold, that's the mayor of that town. Gilded Vale, he's far away. This is 8 hours away from Gilded Vale, so he lives far away, I understand. Strange symbols as red and rough as scraps have been carved into some of the trees. Alright. Well, I am not planning on going to Redrick's Hold. I'm planning to go where my quests tell me to go. Can I go in here? Yeah. Not that there's anything there though. I have no idea whether or not this is a dangerous territory, but I would believe it to be. Still don't know what I'm to do with this pig I have running around with me. Ghostly pig or whatever. I expect it to play some part along the way, sooner or later. For now it's quite calm here. What's this? Could this actually... Oh, skeleton. Isn't that a skeleton? A human skeleton? Immune to charm, confused, diseased, dominate, poison, sickened, and unconscious. I'm not going to do any of those things. He also, this Space Monkey Entertainment also mentioned something about a maximum experience I could get out of a single enemy type. I don't see it here though. It should say that I have gotten 25% of possible experience from that enemy type, and then thereafter we'll get no more for fighting that enemy. I don't see it up there, but perhaps that's because I haven't fought them yet. I'm gonna do that now. So let's Can you scare a skeleton?
Yes.
Let's find out.
How may I
And
help?
Olaf can just as well use this arcane assault. I mean, it's encounter
That's it!
specific, so why not?
I shall deal with this one.
Yeah, we took it down with a minimum of effort. That's good. Another sword and shield.
As you wish.
Oh, there's more. This one looks bigger. Ormower skeleton. And a dwarf skeleton. Okay, so that's different races. I know what a dwarf is. I don't know what an Ormower is. But it's big, so it's probably also dangerous. But I think... Oh! There's more of them over here. Orlan and another human. That Orlan is ranged. I really do not like that. Perhaps I should see if I can get... No, I can't get him over there. Okay. So, Malagant will make his roar.
Yes.
And then I think... Perhaps I want to use my minor missiles for that archer up there. See if I can take it down. That did take it down. Excellent. And then we use this one here. Are they afraid now? Did that work? It did.
What is it?
I'm not that good at using this frenzied ability yet. But I think I should. Let's go for it.
How may I help?
Oh. I'm not that happy about the situation right now, I think. I need to heal him just to make sure.
Yes.
And what state are they in? Excellent. Do I have
Aye.
anything else I can...
Well,
Well, I can make another roar, but shouldn't I just take him down? I think I should. That went well. I spent one spell slot though, because I didn't really like that archer standing up there shooting. So I preferred spending a spell slot to take him out. Otherwise I didn't spend too much resources here. Well, there's loot up here, but I don't want to
As
trigger
you
another
wish.
fight just yet, so let's just read this tombstone, or whatever it is. Memorials. Oh wow, there's a lot. JRS, here lies Ray, it was just not his day. And please no necromancy, let him rot in peace. Seriously, he really hates necromancers, really. Okay. Arsik Vek, a wanderer of many worlds. Brawl. He was very high-minded. Astragul, a charlatan, smooth and shady, who wooed too many a lady, while joyfully rolling in the sack a knife was plunged in his back. To an end came his cheating life at the hands of his jealous wife. Well, that's karma for you. Eric Grape, his coffers made empty to turn the tide. Root birth of the Sweatity. Heya, Eslev. Wow. Eslev. Robert R. Torres. Some say chivalry is gone, but never dismay, for this hero ever ready to save the day. Family, faith, and tradition, his stay, his righteous cause prevails even as life slipped away. Eternal champion. Pecken the picked one, the picked on. There's been a terrible mistake. Don't just stand there. Get a shovel and start digging. I don't think I'm gonna start digging. Sunny. Accepting tourists to the plane of pirates. Please say Aricia to be given a full brochure of the many exciting and cost-effective adventures available. Serpendan Blidario. They who are willing to give up their liberty for the sake of security deserve neither, and so have appeared those who hope for nothing and fear nothing, the truly free. Freya Sesrumnir. Honor the sacrifices of those that gave their lives so that we could be free once again. Gilbert Biochemistry Dumont. Live the life you love the life you live. From now to eternity, life will always be a game. Ivan the Cursed. Eventually, every torment ends. Please excuse our dust. Baraka. Once a proud hero, he died far from home, his fortune squandered on women and song. But dry your teary eyes, there's no need for despair, for he went out smiling, no regrets did he bear. Unknown wizard, and nothing is stated there. Peter Davies, big in Hong Kong. Berthold Stalarm, a man who with his shield and sword trying to leave his past behind. But regardless how far you go, how many battles you fight, the demons from the past will always find you. Poet of the Obsidian Order. A famous poet of old whose writings were lost all but for a line which now marks his memorial. One drop of blood ill spent. Okay, there are a lot of dead people buried here.
Of course.
Well, let's go for the loot.
Many of these are quite recent. Someone's been busy.
Also, the graves are recent. Or the deaths. Oh, here's another one. Is that the same ones? No, these are different. Blackthorn's Ode to the Fallen. Here's to the fallen of Sorcerer's Place, Sir Bella Paladin with sword and mace. Takara Twist Turnips put a smile on his face. Kitrax for tech help was first on the case. Each now gone, but not without trace. Puff, the Swamp Dragon. Here lies a proof that wit can never be defense enough. That wit can never be defense enough against a sword. Hlyn. Should have kept one of the kidneys. Hlyn, that's the name of an NPC in Icewind Dale, the Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. Hlyn Trobane. Not her though. She's not missing any kidneys. James Quasimian Paul, a warrior from another land fighting against his own body for the right to live. He fought 25 years to be felled in his greatest battle. He lived through worse than this. Keepers of the Core. It's improvident to regard something as a trifle just because it fails to catch the eye. One should never judge a book by its cover, or one may miss at least one marvel. Look deeper, Wayfarer. Anton. Enjoy, 'cause I sure will. Samuel Swagger. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. True. Alliance Wolf. In memory of my best friend Ratman. May us always remember him. Are these? No. Mario lived and died by the dice. Craig Nightclaw White. Not everybody appreciates those who lend a helping hand. Anemi? Fihi ma fihi. Human, you searched long and hard and dedicated your life. I hope you have found it. You found in it what is in it. I hope you have found in it what is in it. Anders Dus. That sounds like a very Danish name. Say that as a Dane. In memory of Isaf 14. I have a feeling this could be. This was a. What's it called? This game was funded by. What's that homepage called where you can back several games? Is this actually backers that get their names and a note up here they can choose? Christoph Answermancer Tjupka. An Answermancer proves a dubious addition to any adventuring party, being mostly useless in the thick of battle and largely only good for his knowledge of obscure trivia. Fun in a pub, though. A Yoagi Aichu. A life has been wasted on searching for a place inhabited by wise people skilled in the ancient and forgotten art of grammar. Capitalization, punctuation, syntax, spelling. No hope, all is lost. Camille hit 1994 to 2009. See, that's our calendar there for sure. House of Witchmere, acrobat, hunter of butterflies, destroyer of gingerbread houses. Jørgen Finstad, that also sounds very Danish. I'm just going outside and maybe sometime. It's even a Danish letter here. You probably don't know it. Jørgen. Okay, and another. A.J. Olesen. Olesen, also very Danish sounding. To be lost in eternity is to truly find home. May we never lose the spirit and imagination that brought us here. Claudia, Susu, and Neighbor Cat. 3 overlords known for their intelligence, laziness, and raw killing power. Okay, very interesting. Let's see what else we got over here. Seems like this is the edge of that part of the map. I'm not that scared of these skeletons. They didn't seem so dangerous. Oh, this is not a skeleton. This is a dead guy. Who is he? Dead adventurer. Oh, a crossbow. A fine crossbow. Maybe I should check out if this is worth it as a... So I also have something ranged. Who knows if I need it? Might need it. All these things though, I just moved to the stash. So I'm gonna keep this sword here because nobody knows if... Well, he has... How does this compare to that? Well, I would like it to compare it to this, the second one, share. Go on share instead of the... How do I do that? I need to switch his weapon set, perhaps, to that one. Will that make it possible to compare those two? Yeah. So what have we got here? It's a slower weapon, and but it has a little bit more damage to it. So slower weapon with a higher damage output. This is what I haven't figured out yet what's best, because if you have a high damage reduction, then you need a slower weapon to make a higher damage to penetrate that armor. But on the other hand, if you have that slower weapon, then when you are outnumbered, I have a feeling you won't get many hits in because you're being interrupted all the time. So I think this is difficult decision really, but I mean, he's going to be in the background mostly, so if someone gets through to him, it will probably just be one at a time, so I think I would prefer this weapon there. And then, of course, shift back to weapon set
What
number
is it?
1. Okay, let's explore further. Oh, there's another tombstone here with more names on it. More baggers, I would expect. Let's see what they can say. Hersey Research Labs. We must move forward. Robert Kingsley. Tim Shell. Brave Coast. To my old fellows from Mondo Orb. Surgeon, Cousin, Nicky, Droido, Daryl, Longshot, Mir, Orphan, Kiko, Chris. Those were good times, and you were best mates. See you, comrades. Brave Coast and Sbob. Brendan Munson Risbridger. 7. Brish the Harbinger. Brish was a headstrong, loyal, and dedicated person to his companions and loved one. Loved one, not loved ones, so he had only one. Oftentimes he would take on jobs that were deemed suicidal, thus earning the title of Harbinger. I would expect he also ended up dying on one of those jobs. Poor Todd, the bartender, property owner of the Elizabeth Dane, died like a sod at the Battle of Innsmouth. May his soul rest in peace, covered in sloven filth at the table of drunken Davy Jones' locker. GameBanshee.com. Thank you to Obsidian Entertainment and the legion of role-playing fans around the world that have helped solidify Game Banshee in the pantheons of internet and video game history. Okay. Lucky. Sidjit Sire Lucky. Songial Legendaire Louis Permis. De Triomphe de tous ses adversaires. Yeah, well, I don't know that language or how to pronounce it. Kala son nom n'aura pas suffit devant la fanchage. Voyageur part rencontrer le succès, la oui shy du marette. Well, it looks French. I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce it anywhere close to French. But I put a little twist on it, like the druids in the grove of Baldur's Gate 3 in the beginning of the game. I feel that's how they sound, though they probably speak Latin, but whatever. I didn't get anything of this, by the way, so if you think I sounded stupid, then there's two of us. Bernhardt, all men must die, but why, oh why, die I have to fry? Bursk off some sauce. Bank of Bursk is now closed. ... Knew too much. Christopher Bucky. If I could reach from the pole to pole or grasp the ocean with a span, I would be measured by the soul, the minds of the standard of a man. Lucane Morgans. Had too little common ground, did old Lucane with plebs from Dale, to seed a single blade of grass. Still the wizard had me round and would spin me twisting tale, the lonesome evenings to pass. Athos Masanti, the noble father of a grateful son. Cardo Obsidian Order Risk Assessor. Nothing is achieved without risk. You just have to assess the risk, and your name might still end up on a tombstone. That's true. Carlo 1. As a denizen of far-off lands such as the Westgate and Toril, Carlo has dedicated himself to the adventuring life, first by taking the endless road himself, then guiding others along its twisting paths. Well, Westgate I'm not sure where it is, but Toril, that's the world of the Dungeons & Dragons. The world that Faerun is a part of. Stian Bjelvin Schultz, nothing beats a good old linguistic barrier. And finally, Keel, the unarmed. He heard its screams as if a dream, but knew not what to fear. He went to sea without his steel, a curious man was Keel. He rolled the dice and paid the price. 'Twas the beasts of Ir Brantil. Okay, interesting tombstones from game backers, as I suspected. Oh, there's one more up here. That looks more like a plaque, really, but it's still there. Let's see what it says. Oh, there's more. More memorials. Sergei Muravsky. Here lies in earth are a rod of hell, set by the Dale's ain dibble. This worthless body damned himself to save the Lord the trouble. I really didn't understand much of that, even though it was English. This worthless body damned himself. And ain dibble? Well, I don't know what that means. Jethro Q. Walrustity, founding member of the Society for Collaborating Solipsists. Chippy. This name appears like it was stamped into the memorial from a heavy blow. It's cracked, weather-beaten, barely hanging on, and looks as though it might be dashed to the four winds at any moment. So, blowing away, is what you mean? Chris Van Dark. Under this black soil lies a man whom this world was too much to live in. After having gone from north to south, east to west, he went underground. Night Shock. A Swinny, the best Winnie. Nicholas Sukas. All I know is that I know nothing. Like Jon Snow. Clamo. Here in the eternal state of irony lies Clamo, Coffin Dodger of the Obsidian Order. Necrophiliacs apply within. Ooh. Joshua. And how can man die better than facing fearful odds, for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods? Cleru. Without everyone help, this memorial won't even be here. Thank you, everyone. Coffee Mix. Sarathiel was here. Visa Toivonen, probably Finnish. Decapacitated by a mailbox. Too bad. Ingenium. I can only please one person per day. Today is not your day. Tomorrow doesn't look good either. Doris Lanther. Has no text. Go be freed. Fortune favors the brave, my son. Corlagon, ambassador of the Obsidian Order, in remembrance of those who gave their lives during the Golden Era. Corin Kane, no text there either. Corey Starkiller, in a world where what we want is only what we want until it's ours, you sometimes get what is needed, so don't give up hope. It comes from the least expected place. The struggle is worth the effort. And finally, Dream Dancer. Who knows where the dancer will take the dreamer? Okay. That appears to be the last of these memorials. Unless there's even more of them up here. Doesn't seem very much like it. This looks like a very small map, really. Like this way around. Nope. I have to go back to the entrance here. And then head out here, perhaps. Yeah, pretty small map. Graveyard. Well, I figured as much. I can't go there either. So how do I get in there? Oh, I need to go back to the road, of course. I forgot I came from that road. And that's it down here, but without changing maps. What have we here? Strange symbols as red and rough as scraps have been carved into some of the trees. That's the same as the other one. Burned lady. Oh, I need to look at...
Well?
That reminds me. I wanted to check, because now I've actually discovered how this ingredient thing works. I can see it here in my... I don't think I have... Oh, no, that's... But in my stash over here, I can see it here. So I do have a lot of ingredients. And then I think I can just press crafting, and then I should be able to see if... Yes, exactly, if I can do something with it. Actually, I can. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, there's also something here. I'll just keep everything open where I can do something. So I have these options. Oh, probably don't. Okay, so I can make these three things. Food, cacique casserole, which can what? Plus 10 to max endurance and plus 2 intellect for 300 seconds. That should be 5 minutes. So that would last for at least a battle and perhaps also something more. 10 max endurance doesn't sound like a lot, but plus 2 intelligence or intellect could be. Then we can also make a potion of Wizard's Double. Plus 40 deflection until hit or critically hit. Creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting the caster a higher deflection bonus against a single attack. Would make sense to make this. Oh, it also costs money. I forgot about that. It cost me 6 copper to make it. And it only has a value of 20 if I want to sell it, so I shouldn't do it unless I unless I see a use in it. Well, what's the scroll? Prayer against fear. Immunity to frightened, terrified. 22 seconds, that's also good. But the cost to these things is horrendous. This one doesn't cost anything. And it takes a fish, rice, and beer. That's probably not going to interrupt with the other things. No. So I think I'll just make this casserole. Yay, I did some crafting. And now it is not white anymore. But these two I'm having doubts with because they cost money and I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to use them. So I'm not going to do that for now. But let's look at these quick items I have. This one is grayed out. Why is that? Artificers generally refrain from listing the ingredients involved in the creation of these potions, citing decorum. In any event, they give the imbiber's skin a tough and durable quality, making them less susceptible to damage. Okay, so I can drink this one to avoid plus 8 damage reduction until hit or critically hit. But why is it grayed out? Oh, that's because I clicked this one. Yeah, right. And then I have the regeneration. So this is to avoid damage or damage reduction. This is to regenerate endurance. Great. And this is to, well, I don't have a lower 2, so it makes no sense that I use this. And what does he have? The same things? Well, he should use this one as well. And then I also made this casserole. Plus 2 to intellect. That's probably more important for him than for my barbarian. So he will take, but I have a lot of other food, don't I? Oh, we'll look into that later. I'm thinking that we might just as well equip 4 things in these. And now I have what he needs. But he has 2 spaces. Do I have something I could use? Consumables. That's probably what I'm going to use, right? Yeah. Is there anything here that makes sense for him? Oh, but it's also used to create things with. Ale, for instance, is also an ingredient. That's kind of confusing. Doesn't say anywhere. No. No, ale is not an ingredient. That was beer, wasn't it? That's not necessarily the same thing. What did it say? Yeah, it said beer. Okay, so because I also figured if it was supposed to be an ingredient, then it should be down here. Okay, so this is actually, well, you might as well just find something that's endurance and constitution. That would be good for Malagant. This one also looks good. Oh, gold rod shoe. Seems wild. Wait with that. Plus 2 damage reduction for 150 seconds. That's also good. All right, I think I'm gonna put that in and that in. It's just so I have those things if I need them in combat as quick items. I might just as well slot these things up. I haven't been looking that much into that yet. That's gonna change now. Deer, can I do anything with? No, it just runs away like deer would do. Seems reasonable enough. Yeah, this is another way out of the map. I actually think it depends on which exit you take, where you can go next. I didn't think about that when I left the last one. I just took the edge I was closest to, but perhaps that wasn't the right one. What's that? Oh, wait. Wait. We don't know it yet. It's a vessel. Well, I'm not afraid of that one, but I think I'm gonna let it come to me. Because...
What is it?
So what if I take... and shoot them? Whoa, there's many of them. Okay, then
What is it?
he switches again. He never actually got a shot off, did he?
Aye?
Owie, they poison? Or they sicken us? I don't like that. Let's take another one. Here. This poison thing really isn't that pleasant.
Aye?
I'm not gonna spend magic here because they seem rather weak. I think we'll just take them down like this. Did take some damage. I hope this sicken goes off. Yeah. No point in spending spell slots on something like this. They
As you
didn't
wish.
appear very dangerous, really. But of course, numbers also do something. Skein bow. So I get no longer this. No further that way. Let's see here. Some guy with a sword and a white cloak.
Gods
Oh,
keep you.
White cape. Kolsk. Hold, sir, but a moment. A hooded man waits upon the road, clad in a green cloak. He strides forward to meet you as you approach, and at a closer distance his features are revealed for those of a younger man, though lined with weariness. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there's a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. So he has been in combat or is wounded. I do not know your purpose in traveling this road, friend, but I would warn you against it. He gestures up the path with a sweep of his arm. For the keep beyond belongs to the tyrant which calls himself the Lord of Gilded Vale. Like many tyrants, he has surrounded himself with stronger men and women for fear of retribution. The man smiles thinly. We should all welcome the assistance of a brave fellow such as yourself, but still I think you would fare better with some allies. Yeah, I certainly don't have an intention of going there. That was not the part of my plan at this point. But as I mentioned before, I might have stepped onto the wrong map, but we'll verify that later. But let's talk to this guy. But I don't need to ask him who the tyrant is. I'm pretty sure it must be Ray. I don't remember his name now. Well, let's start with who are you? Only a man determined to see Gilded Vale restored to its former glory. There was a time, stranger, when Gilded Vale was worthy of its name. The crops gleamed like gold and the village people lived well. And what has become of it now? Whatever has caused the blight upon our lands, it's not the fault of its people. Radric looks to punish us for crimes we have not committed, and in turn, he is blind to his own. I am not, and he will pay for what he has done. I, Kolsk, swear it by the flame. Well, I don't know who he is, but I'm gonna ask. Anyway, who is this tyrant you speak of? Radric. He turns his head to spit upon the ground. He's Radric the Seventh, descended from the great Aderian house that allied with Deerwood during the Revolution. The Radrics have been stewards of the Gilded Vale ever since. They were once worthy of their charge. But no longer. The House of Radric is led by an oppressor, one who believes that he can purge the curse of Waitman's legacy from these lands through force and fire. You have seen the tree at the center of Gilded Vale. It has stood there since before the first house was raised, and now it's a testament to Radric's cruelty. Every week there are more bodies. He shakes his head. We must put an end to it. Well, can he join me? Perhaps you could come with me? I sorely wish that I could, but I would only hinder you further. One of Radric's leg-spitters slipped a dagger in my leg before he fell. May he be half so lucky in the next life. He glances down at his wounds. But it's not the legs. It's not the leg which pains me. We have lost too many to Radric's defenses. This is why I would turn to you now for assistance. Well, thank you for the warning. Perhaps I will return later. I hope that you will. I've heard of the deeds you have already performed in service of our lands. We are sorely in need of one such as you. You might speak with Pasca at the Black Hound. She can put you in contact with reliable individuals, and if you should find your situation improved, I entreat you, Lord Radric must be stopped. If we do not stand against him, no one else will. Too long has Gilded Vale suffered under Radric's madness. He would cure Waidwind's legacy by ensuring there are none alive left in the village to be afflicted. I fear his own wife, Ygritte, may be at risk. The man has no mercy on him. I would face him myself and put a blade through his rotten heart, but our last attempt proved costly and Lord Radric has called for reinforcements. Our time grows short, and in such times I must beg assistance where I can. I go now gather what allies I have. Brave the keep if you dare. See Radric into his grave, and Gilded Vale will count you as its savior. The man bows again. May the gods guide your arm. Well, certainly a quest we're gonna attempt, but not at this point. It's quite obvious that he's too strong for us at this instant. I was also advised to gather further companions before going there. So I'm gonna stick with my recent quests, handle those first, see if I can find some more allies, get some more levels before we come back to this Radric fella. Perhaps we can actually talk him out of this situation, who knows? More animals. Stag and a deer, they don't run away like the other one. I fear me not. Oh, another dead guy. Oh! Spiders. So I wanted to see this. No, I can't see that experience counter he was telling me about. What? What have we here? Spear spider? And spear spiderling. I'm not too worried. Let's just rush in. Isn't the big one coming? Oh. Then is it stuck?
Yes.
That's interesting. Let's try and see if we can just shoot
kill
it from
them
here.
all.
Oh. Then it came. Okay,
Hi?
you move back here.
Yes.
You switch your weapon and attack here. And then we start roaring. And you
Yes.
start throwing magic. Oh, that hits my own guy. Let's try it again. Like this. Perfect. I can't figure out if this roar actually takes too long. Oh. Wasn't that big of a deal. Though Malagand is down
As you
the
wish.
yellow bar, but it's fine. What have we here? Another dead guy? Dead adventurer? Ram horn helm. Doesn't seem to be able to do anything. the spider also dropped something. A leg. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, still missing a little bit here in the middle. Some gnarly trees, these ones. What's that? Is that another one of those wicks? Yes. I fear them not, especially if it's only one. Maybe I
Yes.
should shift back to my crossbow and let it come to me. Oh, they came fast.
Yes.
They actually come so fast that I'm wondering whether or not it's worth the effort to switch to that crossbow. Well, I don't like
Yes?
how Aloth is positioned now. Let's fire some magic upon them to get them down like this. Excellent. Fine. It worked well. Vessel flesh. This reeking flesh once held a bound soul. With its energy fading, the flesh is entering a rapid decay. Yeah. Let's take decaying flesh. That's great.
Of course.
So now we only have the middle of the road here left. So another red scrap on this tree. Yes. There doesn't appear to be very much more on this map. The rest seems to have been investigated at this point. This was a rather short map, but I spent a little time on introductions and on inventory. So we're going to reach the hour mark anyway. So I think it will be a good place to stop it here, but I will go travel first. And I have a lot of different options to choose from. Radwick is up there, but I need to go more south, I think, based on where I looked at the map. So that's probably here, right? I don't know if it matters which exit to choose when it's pointing in the same direction, but I'm gonna say this one. Yeah, here's the Black Meadow. I'm wondering if I left the Gilded Vale from the south, if I would have unlocked another destination here instead. But that doesn't matter. We're going for the Black Meadow, because in the Black Meadow we have at least this quest, where the smith in Gilded Vale has asked me to look for that supply wagon that's gone missing. Well, it's just that one wagon. Yeah, one wagon. And he believes I can find some trace of it in the Black Meadow. So that's why we're going there. Also because we are heading to Caed Nua, which lies beyond the Black Meadow. So of course when we go there we can continue on to Caed Nua afterwards. So let's head to Black Meadow. That's another 6 hours. What happens with resting in that period? Okay, we are here. Travel to Black. Track down the shipment, so it has automatically opened my quest already. So this is where we will pick up next time in episode 11. To see what has happened with that wagon, and hopefully soon find some more companions. I still feel a little weak and outnumbered when I am up against tougher opponents, but we're starting getting a hang of this, so that's great. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with episode 11. And before I close down, I would like to again thank Space Monkey Entertainment for some good advice that teaches me a little bit about this game that I didn't figure out on my own. So that's great. Keep doing that if you see anything else that's I'm obviously not seeing. As long as it's not spoilers, if it's game mechanics, technicalities, then I would very much appreciate it. But of course, not any story-related guidance of any kind that would be like spoiling. But thank you for watching, and I will be back for episode 11.